Identity theft is one of the fastest growing crimes and consumer-based issues in this state and in this country. Identity theft impacts more than 25,000 Texans each and every year, and is a problem that's growing more severe with each passing year. Identity theft is something where we have thieves who use the old-fashioned methods of looking for hard documents, sometimes in places like dumpsters. Their stock and trade is information like Social Security numbers, bank account numbers, credit card numbers, anything that they can get their hands on that helps them identify another person and turn that identity into hard, cold cash. Well, to combat this problem, the Texas legislature passed a law in the session preceding this last one back in the 2005 session. That law requires businesses across the state of Texas to undertake more and better efforts to help protect the identity of their customers. More specifically, this law requires businesses to redact, to erase, to shred, or otherwise make unreadable any personal identifying information of their customers. This is particularly true as it concerns information that businesses may place in dumpsters, an issue that the Texas legislature recognized was a key way in which identity thieves try to steal the identity of their potential victims. Well, because of this growing problem, my office has been cracking down on identity theft violations here in the state of Texas. Just since this last April, we have announced 5 legal actions that we're maintaining against businesses across the state of Texas for failing to comply with the Identity Theft Protection Act that was passed by the Texas legislature in 2005. The latest action that we are announcing is the one that we are announcing today against Lifetime Fitness. This is a company that has approximately 6 locations in the greater Metroplex area where we have found violations of the Identity Theft Protection Act. At 6 different locations in the Metroplex area, our investigators found documents that were placed in dumpsters by Lifetime Fitness centers, and included in these documents were information such as Social Security numbers, credit card numbers, including expiration dates, and information that corresponds with the full name and address of the people that those credit cards and Social Security numbers relate to. In addition to that, for some of their employees, Lifetime Fitness dumped information involving IRS forms, other key identifying information. Also, on some forms that we found, there was even more personal information, such as information that could be categorized as medical information. Bottom line is, Lifetime Fitness has put into their dumpsters information that is personal, private, that could subject their customers and employees to identity theft, and they placed in their dumpsters information that violates the Texas Identity Theft Protection Act. This information is a gold mine for identity thieves. If identity thieves got a hold of the information that Lifetime Fitness put into their dumpsters, it would be a treasure trove for them to be able to cash in on the information they discovered. Well, to put a halt to these illegal practices by Lifetime Fitness, we have brought a lawsuit against Lifetime Fitness seeking several things. One, we are seeking an injunction to prohibit Lifetime Fitness from engaging in any further violations of the Identity Theft Protection Act. Secondly, we are seeking monetary civil penalties against Lifetime Fitness ranging up to $50,000 per violation. Now, admittedly, $50,000 per violation is a stiff penalty, but it is a penalty that is needed for gross and egregious violations like what we have found to get the message across for Lifetime Fitness and any other potential violators that identity theft is a crime in the state of Texas that we simply will not tolerate. But I got to tell you something else, and that is we're also disturbed by the fact that Lifetime Fitness violated the Texas Deceptive Trade Practices Act. Lifetime Fitness made it clear to their customers that they were going to do all they could to protect the security of their private information. Turned out that was a falsehood. Turned out that was just a flat lie because they didn't provide the care and security to their customers' private information that they promised they would make. As a result, we are also maintaining an action against Lifetime Fitness for violations of the Texas Deceptive Trade Practices Act. What Lifetime Fitness did was to put hundreds of Texas consumers and even some of their own employees at risk for identity theft. We have with us today one of those customers. His name is Brian Langford. He is from McKinney, and we found some documents that had his credit card information, including the expiration date, as well as other identifying information. At this time, I'd like to hand the microphone over to Brian Langford.
First of all, I'd like to thank the Attorney General for the actions that he's taken to crack down on this pretty rampant crime that goes on. So thank you for the steps that you're doing. I believe that these steps that he has done has saved me lots of money and lots of heartache because my information was found before it could get into the hands of anybody who didn't need it. The reason that I'm here today is to not only show my support for what the Attorney General is doing, but to let other businesses know that this is an unacceptable behavior. It should not be tolerated, and it will not be tolerated. For someone like me to put my trust in a company and pay them money, and then them throw my personal information in the dumpster for whoever wants to get it is unacceptable to me, and that is why I will no longer be a member of that facility starting today.